Okay, really quick, while I'm showing you this overview of the controller right out of the box, you'll notice a bright orange sticker that says release the screws before making adjustments. I was so pumped to get this, I straight up did not read that. So be careful if you get one of these, make sure that you follow that guide because things here are made of plastic and the screws can strip the threading. So be very careful. Okay, let's get to the unboxing video. Here we go. So, oh baby, look at that thing. Holy moly. I think we're gonna have to turn this over to really get it out. Oh, no, we're not. Dude, this is insane. Look at this. Look at all these cool buttons and configurations. Dude, this is so cool. This is a 3D printed peripheral for your computer or other USB device. I don't know if it works with anything but computers, so don't quote me on that. But here we go, dude. And you can also choose your colors and your design. So that's what I've done. This thing looks awesome. Made in Latvia with love. The packaging is really good. I honestly thought this was more of like a mom and pop shop kind of like thing where like, you know, some people are making it, but this seems like a whole production. This is awesome. All right, cool. Well, let's get her open. I don't want to destroy the box. I got to keep the box. I'm a millennial. Open here. Look how considerate they are. Incredible. I'm going to just check that the camera is still in focus. Yeah, everything's focusing. Everything's working. Should be good. All right. So it says here, perfectly adjust to your hand, mappable keys and analog thumbstick, user-friendly software. All right, let's get it going. Yeah, the packaging is great. All right. And she's out. Put the box over here. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Made for you by Azeron. Oh my gosh, this is insane. There's cables and dude, look at this thing. You can get it. You can come take a look at that. Dude, look how sick this thing is. That's crazy. Look how cool it looks. It says Cyborg 2. Oh my. Oh. I'm so fucking pumped right now. Okay, this is insane. This is insane. This looks like a machine from Cyberpunk, dude. Release screws before adjusting. I'm not sure what it's referring to. Looks like it can be pretty easily released here. The packaging is excellent. It looks like they really took into consideration a lot of stuff. I chose the gold. I chose the green. I chose the purple. Dude, oh, in the bottom is aluminum or some kind of metal. Look at all these adjustable pieces so it can fit my hand. All of these screws right here. Dude, this is crazy. So when you get in here, I'm gonna be able to adjust like all of these buttons. This is so fucking nuts. I've never seen anything like this. I feel like I'm gonna be an octopus on, dude. I can't even imagine all the buttons that I'm going to be using with this. Okay, so this is the main controller. Let's move all the packaging away. And this is the Azeron Cyborg 2, which I'm going to show the top camera. You can see there. The Cyborg 2 with some LEDs. You have a joystick here. You've got a second joystick here. Thumb controls. Index, middle, ring, and pinky. And the pinky has outside and the index has outside as well. And they really click. I'm going to be quiet and bring this to the camera. That's pretty satisfying. Got to do some ASMR with it, dude. This thing looks so cool. The galactic purple is really rad. Okay, so we've got the main controller. Let's look at some of the stuff that comes in the box with it. We have the Azeron Allen wrench key. We have the USB-C cable. We have some extra screws. We have what look like these are for the thumbstick. So for the joystick on the thumb, you can choose different weights. So it can be weighted to your hand. So cool. We have the 3M stickers that are going to go here so that we don't wear out the plastic like I did on my old launch pad. And then here we have, it looks like a replacement plate. Okay, interesting. That's really considerate. It's either that or it's a different angle. I think I got 2 different angles because I wasn't entirely sure which one was going to fit my needs, so I bought both of them. So right here we have this kind of lower profile. It's more sort of smooth, and then this one's really ramped up. So this is all of the stuff that we got with it. Lay this out nicely for the overhead camera. There we go. And then obviously the quick start guide, which is not really necessary for what we're filming today, but you can see all the stuff. It looks really good. Yeah, release screws before adjusting. Gonna have to better understand where that goes, but the construction is awesome. The branding is great. Everything is nicely organized. Everything's in great condition. The packaging was great. They use extra cardboard and extra foam to make sure it didn't rattle around or move in transit. And again, this did come from Latvia, so a couple of countries away before it got here. Let's look at the quick guide. Welcome to the growing family of the Azeron keypad owners. Thank you for purchasing the keypad directly from its developer. Your purchase supports us in further development. Awesome. Got a QR code there. Got some understanding of what everything means. Customizable RGB profile lights. That's going to be purple or green, obviously. Probably nothing else. Gold would be cool, though. That's why I chose the gold for the cabling, because black and gold is like my thing. But when I think about like gaming electronics and stuff, I really think like Razer's marketing got to my soul, and I like purple and green, right? That's kind of like where my heart's at. Okay, step 1, adjust the keypad to your hand. Use the included screwdriver to loosen and tighten the screws. And there's a diagram here that explains like height adjustments, angle adjustments, depth adjustments. This is going to be wild that it's going to be fitted right for my hand. I can't wait, because right now it already feels cool, but you can see my hand's kind of in this like claw position, and I think I want it to be like more comfortable, like you're holding like a pillow or something in your hand that's more in the claw shape. So let's see if we can adjust some of those. We'll move this stuff out of the way for now. Extra stuff here. Really nice of them to include these. Those are super cool. Extra screws, great. And then here's the tool. I'm going to take this out because I think we're going to need it to tighten everything once we get it in place. Okay. Looks like it comes with 2 bits. It looks like a flathead screwdriver and then some like 6-sided star-shaped thing. It's a nice tool. Oh, it's got good weight, and it has. Dude, if the tool works that well, you know that this device is made with care. I mean, I'm sure they just buy this from somewhere, but still, my point is, if they're working with that, I'll work with it too. Okay, so we have this tool here. Put these away. We're going to put those on later. All right, so step 1, adjust the keypad to your hand. All right, so do I just like... Oh yeah, look at that. It just they kind of pivot. Oh yeah, look, you can see the screws here. Like that moves just a little bit on that one. I might have to loosen it. And then you can see the tolerances here that are cut into the device so that you can move that finger accordingly. Oh man, look at this. You could really go wide. Holy moly, look at that. Oh dude, so now it's all fanned out. Okay, so you can't move I don't think you can move the thumb a terrible amount, so we're gonna just like lock everything in with the thumb. Oh, but you can, dude, this thing has a little arm? Holy moly, there's so much to do. Oh, dude, that feels so good. Wow, hold on. This is insane. The pinky feels a little weird. Bring that in. And then I can't reach the thumb button. Look, get a close up right there. I can't reach the thumb. So we're probably gonna have to figure out how to bring that back a little bit. And then we'll have to lock it in. Dude, that's crazy. This is crazy. Use this. I really like the idea of putting my thumb kind of here. Dude, that's wild. Oh, probably don't want to hit that while you're playing. What the hell, dude? This is insane. I love this. The quality feels incredible. Like, you can tell this was machined with purpose, bro. Holy moly. They have two little rubber feeties, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So each of the pieces for the fingers and the palm have rubber stoppers, so it's not gonna move unless you're like an insane gamer, which I would not classify myself as an insane gamer. I sweat, mostly because it's hot, but also because I like to win. But outside of that, this feels really good. So step 1, adjust the keypad to your hand, use the screwdriver to loosen. We'll get to that. Step 2, adjust the angle of the thumbstick. Number 2, angle, what? Dude, there's a little wheel right here that lets you adjust where the thumb, what the heck? Dude, that's wild. I mean, it already feels like it's in a great spot. I don't think I'm gonna mess with that very much. My thumb does want to be about here though. Maybe that's the first thing we adjust. Let's take a look. So if we go in here and we loosen this guy, and then we bring this up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. Okay, hold on. So we're just doing the thumb right about there. But then I can't really access that, so I have to kind of compensate. Dude, that's crazy. I like it there, so I'm gonna tighten it like that. And the cool thing is I can always adjust it later. Very adjustable, very customizable. But additionally, because a lot of these parts, as far as I understand it, are 3D printed, there's a possibility that they would be willing to license out the option for you to 3D print your own later. I don't know if they're willing to do that because it seems like they're a small company. They're still trying to grow. They're still making, small company decisions like keeping their information proprietary and not selling their ideas away. But in the future, people with 3D printers could theoretically replace their own parts at home without having to go to the manufacturer. All right, the thumb feels good. So I've adjusted it here. So now when this part of my hand, of my palm, is on this, and I let the thumb kind of sink in right here, it fits my thumb perfectly now. Just kind of like you're holding a controller this way, like it feels like it just sits there, but now it's here. Yeah, that feels really good. Actually, we can compare it to my Switch Pro controller, just for the sake of like thumbsticks. See how it's like really mobile and ergonomic, because we've all learned that that's, what the standard for gaming is, but now I can feel that pretty good. And I don't have to hold my arm up either. It's pretty cool. I'm doing this a lot. I'm like holding this part of my thumb or my palm up because I'm not used to like having everything accessible. And once everything is adjusted to my hand, it's gonna fit like a glove, dude. It's gonna be insane. So step 2 is adjust the thumb angle. Step 3, adjust the upper tower tops. Oh my gosh, dude. This is insane. So adjust the upper tower top. So, okay. So these also use, but they go like this? What? Wow, dude, that's crazy. What? Okay, so first thing I'm running into here is it looks like I'm gonna have to access something to bring this like finger back. Because as it stands right now, you can't see it on this camera. You're gonna have to watch this video, but right here, there's a button that kind of sits on the second pad of your finger. On here, it's green. It's this green one, this set of green ones that kind of start here, which are all completely customizable and mappable, by the way. This one here, though, if I try to push this green button, my finger already triggers this one. So I'm gonna have to probably adjust this whole finger backwards, which I'm gonna have to learn how to do here. And it looks like it's done here. Oh yeah, there's some screws. You can't see them, but there's screws in here like this, and I think I need to adjust those. So let's loosen these. Dude, this is wild that I basically bought a keyboard that's gonna fit only my hand. Well, I mean, it'll fit other, oh yeah, look. So now I can change the depth of it. Wow, okay, so I would want like that. basically. So now that I have that, I'm going to hold it there. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to retighten these. If I can see them. Okay, we got that one. We got that one. Okay, so the index finger and the thumb are pretty much, oh, can you get a close up right here of this? Look at just this finger right here. Oh, got to tighten that up. But then I'll be able to do that as well. So with one finger, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons on one finger. Whereas a normal keyboard, you'd have maybe access to 4 buttons or 5 buttons with your index finger. So it's not a terrible amount more, but they're so close now. I feel like it's gonna like increase my ability to sweat on kids a little bit, because they're gonna have to like Fortnite mode with their keyboard, and I'm gonna be sitting here with this thing being like, ha ha. There we go. See, now it's tightened again. Wild, dude. This is crazy. All right, so then this one, the thing that I'm noticing right now is that my hand, given how this is arched, my hand really wants this one to be like turned like 20 degrees to the left. If you look here, you can see my finger isn't perfectly straight with it. Curves to the left a little bit. Our friend Philip would have a hard time with the pinky one. He's got a funny pinky. So what I think I need to do here is adjust either left, right, or somehow account for the curvature in my hand given the placement of my wrist and how my hand flows off of this. So I don't think we have a pitch adjuster. No, but also I want to tighten this one here. I forgot. That's so that the index finger stays in line and it doesn't move away from the thumb too much. So that's really cool. I'm just tightening these other ones that I don't think I'm going to adjust because they're part of the thumb. All right, so we've got that. I do want to adjust this one down. There's a lot of little screws on here. It makes me wonder how much of this I can actually mess with before I get into the central components of what I'm doing here. Okay, and let's talk about setup and software. So the first thing we had to do was go to the Azeron website, make sure that we got the newest for our drivers software. They got 1.5.6 here, so we download that really quick. Now, this is pretty easy to set up, but it does have some like hidden features that I didn't learn about until later on once I joined the Discord community. It's actually kind of neat. I'll talk about the Discord community for a second here. When you join, there's like a verification process so that they know which users, basically supporters, but also that have hardware, probably so that they can kind of pull those people to ask about their experiences, which helps them give product support and product feedback. So I would recommend joining the Discord. It's a little bit more personal. You don't have to wait for tickets to be replied to. So you can see here, this is my old Launchpad, my left-hand controller. It was just a left-handed keyboard. That's what I used until this came in. And that'll be replacing this here. Quick shout out to this USB A to C cable. It's actually really high quality. It's kind of like a matte gripped rubber cable, which is really nice. And it's pretty long. I think it's like 2 meters, maybe, yeah, about 2 meters, which is 6 feet for those of you in America. So here we go, we're plugging it in, we got everything set up. I'm starting to kind of get associated and acquainted with how these controls work. This is a compilation video, just kind of showing you me going through the motions. There's different profiles. Some are on board, which means you can take them to your friend's house. I think it can hold 6 profiles on board. And then there's in any number, I don't think there's a limit, any number of onboard options, or sorry, software options that you can have available to you through the software here. So it's very user-friendly. Everything is concise and consolidated, but there's a lot of little hidden features. And it's really easy to map the keys. You just click on the key that you want, and then on your keyboard, you click the key that you want to associate it with. Just like a macro, if you're setting up macros, it's really easy to do. So here's me going through and kind of deciding like what would make sense. We'll see if that works out. Hey, Nico from the future here, looking back while editing this. I wanted to make a point to tell you something before you're about to watch the footage of me playing OS with the controller. And that is that I felt an input delay. Not necessarily an input delay, but I would later have a frustration that I feel like the controller wasn't responding as quickly as a normal keyboard. And so I went to the Discord forums for Azeron's products, and I asked there for support. And they informed me that there is a mode you can turn on that's kind of like experimental to a certain degree, which allows you to control if the controller has a sort of prevention of double clicking. And there's a window of time you can adjust so that the applications and the typing, as an example, don't accidentally double click an input because you hit it twice. There's like a threshold of if you hit a button 2 times, it will not accept the second input because it thinks that it was a misclick. So after going to their forums, they actually explained to me that there's a mode I can turn on through the software that allows it to not prevent the double click, which is better for OS gaming when you're hitting the same button really fast in like a streaming moment or a bursting moment. So I wanted to provide that context that the footage you're about to see, it did have the double click prevention. So there's going to be a frustration there that I didn't find out till later. Okay, on with the OS footage, which was live streamed, by the way. All right, let's check it out. So I made like a hilarious one for OS, which is basically just like WE, so I can just do this if I want to. Dude, I can hit almost any key and it's like one of my 2 clicks. I just wanted to see if it would even work. It does work, it works, but I don't know how that's gonna make me better when I'm already trash. Ooh. Ah, shit, I rushed that one. What? Dude, I was at a B. Oh my gosh, I'm so close to a B, come on. It's really hard to burst. Okay, the bursts are really tough with this. So this one was tough. The bursts, dude. The bursts with this controller, like you don't have gravity to your advantage. I'll try doing, instead of doing the trigger, if you look above my head, this is when you do it like a trigger. So I'm doing this motion. Right? That's what I'm doing. But now I'm gonna try this motion. And we're gonna see if it's better. We're gonna try it. Okay, hey, I passed it. I passed it with just using the push functions here. Doing just these ones. And I didn't even use my ring or my pinky finger. We just did index and middle. Index and middle. Wait. Let's see if I can play Glass Phantoms. KKC, yo, what up, dude? Nico's gaming with your special mouse controller thing, right? Yeah, you want to see it, dude? I've already shown it once, but I'll show it again. All right, for those of you that don't know, I have a new peripheral for my left hand, and I will show you the fancy thing. This is called an Azeron Cyborg 2, and it's made in Latvia. It's 3D printed and metal CNC machined. If you look closely, you can see that it's 3D printed. It's kind of hard to tell on here because the lines are so fine, but you can see the striations from the 3D printing a little bit. I've had this on my radar since last year when I was playing OS, actually, and I emailed them back in March of last year. And it wasn't until this December, when I got some Christmas money, that I was able to actually get it with a discount, right? Sponsorship. So, and I've only had it set up for a week. but primarily I'm learning how to use it. So like I already built some profiles. I'll show you what they look like. So this is what the profiler looks like, right? And what you do is you can set up what each of these mechanisms do. So if I push down on the keys like it's a keyboard, it's this row right here, these 4. And then if I pull like it's a trigger, it's these 4. And then above that trigger is another trigger. Think of on like a controller bumper, and then you have a trigger. The Cyborg works like that too. So pushing down like a keyboard, trigger 1, and then trigger 2. And then on the pinky, I can move my pinky to the left, kind of like doing this. If you like spread your fingers outwards on the outsides, you get these 2 keys. And then where your fingernails are, you have these 4 keys. Above them, the really high claw-looking objects, those are up here. It is a lot to get used to. We've been having the conversation about it like basically all stream. The comparison that I make is for people who have only used controller before, when they play like games, if you've only used a controller, then your thumbs are like they're really comfortable on like joypads, or on thumbsticks, right? And so like you get comfortable with this sort of ergonomic option as a shape. Some people do like the double finger, some people trade it off. It depends on the game. Some people even do claw, right? So with this, I have a joystick right here, which I can change from an Xbox joystick layout to like a D-pad. And then there's a D-pad function right here, which actually is manipulating my OBS. You can't see it, but it's like going through the OBS list, like if you were using an arrow key. So it's actually 30 programmable keys. I guess you could have just counted them here, but and then yeah, there's just like a ton of different options. So for me right now, I've developed one for Valheim. So when I play Valheim, you can set it so it automatically switches your profile, and you can carry 6 onboard profiles. So I could take this to a friend's house, plug in, play OS, and I can load up this profile without having the software just by clicking an onboard button. I like it a lot. I chose the colors, I chose the layout, I chose the model that I wanted. It's been pretty sick so far. And like I said, I'm only on week 1, so I'm not seeing a hell of a lot of progress yet, but I have to teach myself. But it's really cool. I really, really like it. So I'm doing the trigger mode. And now I'm gonna do this thing has been on my list for like a year. So I just had to give it a go. I really wanted to see what it was capable of. And so far it's been fun and challenging to learn, especially because it makes me use different muscles. And somehow that feels interesting, like learning a new skill, like learning a new tool. I don't know, man, but I'm trying to figure out the versatility of it. And so far it's been really exciting. So we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, it's a controller keyboard combo. That is really what it feels like. Like people buy VR, right? You buy VR. Well, that doesn't use a keyboard and mouse. You got these weird controllers that are kind of like Wii nunchucks, and you have to like manipulate them. And that's cool. It's gyroscopic. It's 3D. You can also use your head to look around. So the muscles in your neck, the muscles in your arms are now getting a different interaction in the computer manipulation space. I'm doing the same thing, but I'm just still using my fingies. That this could be the way that I use the computer completely. Did you guys ever see, I think it's Minority Report. I'm pretty sure it's the movie Minority Report, where like there's a person sitting in water and they're like manipulating 2 orbs, kind of like that. That's kind of what this feels like. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear this. Let me put the keyboard. I'm going to put the microphone next to this while I tap it. You can hear the clickety clacks, right? There we go. Ready? Yeah. Not entirely sure what the switches are. I think I was reading about them. It looks like they say Keyzen uses Cherry MX switches available in 3 types. Red for linear, blue for tactile and clicky, and brown tactile and quiet, all lasting 50 million keystrokes. All right, guys, this is going to be the last one for the day. Thank you all for hanging out and following and chilling and doing map requests. I really, really appreciate it. If you have any questions about this thing, check out the website, !Azeron brings up the link. If you're interested in buying one, please use the code CARDASHRED, and that will get you 5% off at checkout, which doesn't sound like a lot, but these are a little bit expensive, so... I've had approximately a month to kind of get used to it. I'm using a configuration in the Azeron software that is built for Arc Raiders. It's kind of hard to see because it's small on the screen, but I've kind of remapped all these keys in a way that feels the most logical to me. And I was reading on an Azeron forum, somebody else talking about like how you should set this device up. And if you're a gamer, their recommendation is one of these keys should always function as the same key for all games. So Shift, as an example, on a normal keyboard, oftentimes means you sprint, right? It activates sprinting. Whether you press it or have to hold it is up to you, but that should be the same thing here. And it doesn't mean that Shift is mapped there. It means whatever the game is, the same key makes you run faster, but not necessarily the Shift key. Additionally, the keys that I use the most often, I'm prioritizing in the index position, which is also true when developers map games. They might make you use the E, R, T, F, G, C, V buttons for your index finger, which is convenient. But here, I don't have to move nearly as far, and I still have an almost equal number of options. The one thing that I'm still trying to teach myself is using the D-pad joystick versus the thumbstick, and then also not confusing myself with something like temporary crouch and press to continuously crouch. Those are some functions that we'll get into, but we're going to get into some gameplay here and we'll see kind of where it goes. Cool, I don't have anything in my stash, so now I'm going to go here, and we got a cold snap and a locked gate. I'll do a locked gate run, it's going to be free. We're just going to kind of get warmed up a little bit, but also show you on screen how this device works with my left hand. I have a lot of stuff set up that that I'm starting to get used to now. It's becoming more familiar, second nature. So we'll go with that. Also, I think I just pulled up the chat system, which I didn't mean to do. So that's an interesting thing as well. When you press a key that you're not sure what you did, but you have to figure out how to undo it. Otherwise, you're kind of stuck in that context menu. Oftentimes, I just hit the escape button, which I have mapped right here next to my thumb. My thumb. One of the biggest benefits that I've found, just while I'm talking and kind of doing this like real-time review now that I'm in a game and I'm using the keys contextually, one of the biggest things is having the joystick, right? Being able to use my thumb to move around, which normally would be WASD using your middle finger, index, and ring. But that's now freed up. I don't need to use those keys to run around. I can just use my thumb, which allows all my other fingers to press things simultaneously if I need to. Goodness gracious, what is going on right now? This guy trying to get smoked? Later, bud. Really is. There's nothing here that I would change. Interestingly, though, the way that this game interprets that data is not the option for Xbox 360 joystick, because by doing that, the game actually believes that I'm using my controller, and so it limits what buttons I can use simultaneously. So I had to change the thumbstick layout to be the equivalent of WASD on a keyboard, so that it doesn't think I'm using a controller by interpreting the joystick as a thumbstick. Goodness gracious, what is going on? Oh, what is happening? Okay, so my current thoughts after having this for about a month, just a little bit short. And it's not that I played with it every day. It's that when I did stream, I would use it. When I did game, I would use it. I'm still trying to figure out how to do more like everyday stuff with this device. One thing that I really want to get into soon is music production with the controller. I'm so familiar and so comfortable with a normal keyboard that when I think about using this, it kind of feels like another sort of obstacle in the way of beginning the process that I'm setting out to do. Which, if you're a content creator, you kind of know that struggle in a different lens, which is, if I'm going to record a song, I might as well stream. And if I'm going to stream, then I can record. And if I record, then I'm going to edit a video. Next thing you know, you haven't even started recording after an hour, but you're just setting up for the stream, which isn't even your goal. So it can be kind of daunting to think about adopting a new hardware, but it's also fun because it teaches you some new dexterity. It gives you a new option. It gives you something to talk about when people come over and when you're streaming. And it's just in general, it's a new way to interact with the computer. So for gaming, it's really enjoyable. And as far as using it in other tasks, right now I've only really applied administrative work for my band and my clients. One thing that I've done that's pretty cool is I use the directional D-pad kind of joystick. I use it with macros like Control-C, Control-V, forward and backward, Control-C for copy, Control-V for paste, and then Control-Z for undo and Control-X/Y, depending on the software, for redo. So it makes it really quick to just kind of hit that directional pad and get those effects. That's really nice. In the gaming space, I feel like I still kind of have like the adrenaline and the anxiety in these like sweaty games where I wind up kind of button mashing and my hand kind of goes into this like claw mode where, like when you get shot from out of screen view, you kind of jump, you kind of tense up and you jump. And in doing that, I'll hit a button and I'm not sure exactly which one it was, and it'll open a context menu. And now I'm stuck in the menu for a second and I'm just like, no, and I'm kind of like momentarily frustrated. And that's a little bit of a setback, which initially makes me feel like, why am I even using this thing? I'll just go back to my keyboard. But that's not the fun part. The fun part is learning the keyboard. So I don't know, it's a little bit here, it's a little bit there. I'm still only a month in kind of playing with it and learning it. I still feel like I'm able to compete. I still feel like I'm able to win engagements and overcome challenges and obstacles in the same way that I could with my my other launch pad. But I don't know. I'm just looking forward to learning something new. Yeah, that's really enjoyable. So that being said, thank you for checking this out. If you want my current thoughts, if you're watching this video and it's been out for more than a week or two, or maybe even a month or 6 months, jump into a live stream with me and ask me some questions in real time, and I'll kind of show you where I am at. It's an adventure, it's an investment into my future and into making my brain sort of wire new neural pathways to getting a new set of dexterity. So maybe in the future I'll have this and my beloved vertical MMO mouse, but only time will tell. Okay, see you then. Bye.